How to write a research paper. Hi everyone, Enrique here from Studybay. Are you wondering what a research paper is and how to deal with it? Don't worry, in this video we will focus on writing strategies that will definitely help you to write a perfect paper. The video is divided into 3 big steps: pre-writing tips, writing process, and finalizing the research paper. How to write an impeccable college research paper? Well, Studybay got our back. We pride ourselves on writing top-notch research papers. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive more valuable materials for your studies, including research examples. Well, okay, so let's get to the main business. Number 1, pre-writing tips. First of all, skim through the paper requirements to grasp the key concepts required. The two most frequently used formatting styles are APA and MLA. Now, with this information, you can plan on how to make a research paper appealing and complete it in time and avoid later submissions. Consider research paper topics you are more familiar with. Sometimes your instructor gives you a research topic that you have to work on, but in other instances, he may give you free rein to choose the topic you want to work on. In this later case, be smart enough to pick the topic you are more familiar with and you have done some research previously. If you have any notes or content links you have saved on your computer media, this is the right time to use them. Conduct in-depth research while taking quick notes. If you don't have previous notes, well, don't worry. Take your laptop and then start conducting your in-depth research into the topic you are working on. Note that you should utilize numerous of resources for your research. Don't rely on just a single one. Find as much content on the topic as possible to have enough information to support your thesis statement. And make sure to take notes while skimming through all the sources you have collected, because later on you are going to use it. And you can use mind maps, diagrams to jot down key ideas systematically. Don't forget to do that because you need them in your reference sections at the end of your research paper. Create an outline in advance. Creating a template, for example, will help you to save time and speed up the writing process. Try to make sense of your unorganized thoughts and ensure that your research paper outline and the key points are in line and don't contradict with each other. Number 2, writing process. Viu lá? You have done all the pre-writing steps following the right methodology, and now it's time to write down other parts of the research paper. Let's dive in. The abstract. An abstract is like a snapshot of your college research paper. It is the first passage that the reader will see, and therefore it should cover the highlights and what your paper seeks to answer. Understanding how to write an abstract for your research paper is the first step to writing a great paper. You should keep the abstract brief, but be sure to prepare the audience for what is yet to come. You should keep it to 300 words, or even less. The plan should include the study's intent, the design followed by the major findings, and a summary of your conclusions and interpretations. A rule of thumb to writing an appealing abstract is imagine being, in the shoes of another researcher. After reading this abstract, would you like to continue reading the rest of the paper? If the answer for this question is yes, and think you have included enough information, go ahead and write your research paper. Introduction. Always start the topic and explain its relevance. Establish your research problem by providing some background information on the subject you are going to choose. Then, briefly, explain the significance of the work and why you selected. Go ahead and describe the work that researchers in the field have already done. State the approach you have taken to tackle the issue and wrap up your introductory paragraph with clear, logical, and precise thesis statement. Thesis statement. This is the last but imperative sentence of the introduction. You might execute all the parts of the research paper properly, but a strong thesis statement is what determines the quality of your paper. It forms the foundations of your research paper, and a weak thesis statement could mean a weak score. So, how to ensure you get it right from the start? Well, your thesis statement has to be specific, a two-sentence condensation of the analysis of the argument that's gonna come later. And an actual research paper writing, the topic might change. You would have to revise this statement at the end. At this stage, you need to be very careful. You would probably want to consult, for example, with your instructor before moving forward. Number 4, the body. This is where your research paper outline proposal comes in handy. Do you remember all the points of your highlighted in the research phase? Go through them. Always keep revising your thesis statement to ensure every point in your discussion is within the scope, and you don't have to go primarily from the subject matter. Begin every new paragraph with a topic sentence and explain why your statement is true by providing supporting evidence. Using quotes, for example, is one of the most effective methods of relating your points. While doing so, strictly refer to the credible literature sources. Treat every paragraph like a mini essay and conclude every point you make before starting the next point. Nonetheless, remember that your ideas should be cohesive and squarely in line with the thesis statement. Making a logical conclusion. After completing the analysis you have to conclude, you can also do so by restating the thesis, summarize your paper while avoiding repetition. Don't state any facts and figures in this section. Briefly, state how the points you mentioned in your paper support the thesis statement. Suggesting exciting ideas to help future research would also make for a great conclusion. Including this information in the conclusion is crucial to understanding how and why your research matters to them. It is more than just a summary page rather than a synthesis of the key points. The introduction conveys the broader implications of the study carried out. In most cases, one small paragraph will suffice, although more paragraphs might be needed depending on the length of your research paper. So note that, you have to pay attention to this beforehand. Cite sources. Yeah, a major difference between research paper and other academic papers is the need of citation. At the end of your research paper, you should include the list of sources utilized throughout the document, everything that you use, or the biography. Depending on your professor's instructions, of course, you can format your paper in MLA, Chicago, or APA format style. This makes up a crucial step in your research paper. Every claim you have made in your paper should be backed up, so don't forget it. Give credit where it's due. Third step, finalizing the research paper before submitting your research paper. You need to edit, proofread, and revise it thoroughly. This is a crucial step because it helps you to improve the structure and the content. You could, for example, write an excellent paper, but if it's full of grammatical, spelling, and lexical errors, you may not score as high marks as you could if you took the time to fine-tune it. So, revise and edit. To review your work, to ensure it's on point, try to get rid of all the grammatical and the spelling mistakes. You can save time by using Grammarly Premium, for example. It's a very interesting and excellent software that automatically corrects any errors you make while typing. But pay attention that this is not enough. You should manually edit and proofread your work for a better final copy. So you should also check the logical flow and consistency of your ideas in your paper. The transitions from one paragraph to the next one should be smooth and coherent. So get rid of any repetitive phrases and filler words. You want your paper to be concise and without the fluff. Reading your paper aloud is an excellent way to spot any syntax errors. Check the uniqueness of your paper. Before submitting your work, you should check to ensure it is not plagiarized. Yeah, when writing a research paper or any kind of paper, you might lift a line or text from a source subconsciously. This will show you a report upon submission. So plagiarism is a practice that's considered highly unethical and can affect your grade adversely. It is better to be safe than sorry. Run your work through a plagiarism detection tool like Turnitin. Well, if it clears the test, it's good to go. Now you know all the steps you need to follow when writing a research paper. The steps mentioned here will prepare you for writing a research paper that wins. So if you need help with your research, citation, or any kind of format, proofreading, follow the link in the description. Studybay is always here to help you. As always, if you enjoy the content, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And we hope to genuinely help you as you help us to grow. So please check out the description below for more helpful links with PDF research papers, samples of Studybay experts. Thank you very much for watching. I see you in our next video. Namaste. Bye bye.